In last week's video, I flew from Carson City, Nevada to Spalding, California. In this video, I wrap up a very nice day's flight, passing over beautiful farmland to arrive in Klamath Falls, Oregon.
Well, I had a very pleasant and somewhat lengthy, maybe an hour, stop here in Spalding. Little strip right on this lake. It's a fishing community. Well, people come here to fish and to do quad, off-roading and hiking and stuff. But it's pretty tiny. There used to be 2 general stores, now there's just 1. So small town, retirement and tourism. Yeah, I met a guy named Mike who took me on his quad to the general store where I bought a snack. Alright, we're switching to this tank. We're at 137 on that one, which still has 40 minutes, but I just don't want to worry about it. So we'll be on this tank, which is full. And we'll just leave it on that tank for the remainder of the flight. And how many miles? 110, 100 miles. And we're just going to fly roughly in a straight line, 100 miles, so that'll use up an hour. I would have had to switch tanks in the air anyway, so let's just use this tank, and that'll be that. So let's reset the timer, and let's go ahead and start it. So we got 2 hours and 20 minutes on this tank. It should take an hour, so we'll have more than an hour reserved just on this tank. 40 minutes or so on that one if for some crazy reason we had to be up in the air for a super long time. Alright, so that tank's off and I don't care about it. This one's on and it's full. And we're going to leave it on there. And 122.9, I'll leave that on there for now. And 122.9 is another airport that we're going to pass. So, ATIS is 126.5. So ATIS is ready to go, and the tower will switch over to that, maybe 20 miles out. When I switch to ATIS to listen to the ATIS, I'll put the tower in for Klamath Falls. And it's getting warm. I'm just gonna leave the windows open. And we got a little bit of a left quartering crosswind, just like on the way in. A few knots, and it's variable, but let's point ourselves away from that, what was it, a Cherokee 250 or something? Alright, so oil pressure's good, oil temp's coming up, trim is set, get that Mountain Dew out of the way. So I haven't heard anybody. I don't see anybody. And we got that left crosswind, so I'm gonna keep some left aileron in and do it until I don't feel like doing it anymore.
done, Jay. Have a good trip.
Hey, thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
In today's flight, I depart Spalding, California alongside Eagle Lake, fly over lots of remote land while experiencing almost constant updrafts and downdrafts, fly along a railroad track, and then past vast swaths of lava before landing along with F-15s at Klamath Falls.
Yeah, it was a little bit gusty. I felt like I really had to be doing a lot on the rudder on that takeoff roll. How high is Klamath? Oh, it's only 4,100. So I'm already more than 2,000 feet above that. I'm at 66 here. Woo! A little bit of gusty action there. Yeah, irritating. I'm going to keep climbing here. In fact, I've got an updraft. $7,400. No big hills next to us now, so it might be pretty smooth here. Well, we got some downdraft action here, 1,300 feet a minute down. But we get a lot of space below us, so no biggie. Woo! Lots of updrafts and downdrafts here. Yeah, let's head toward this big saddle here, or a little space between mountains or between ridges. $100 knots, so we got a tailwind. Yep, 800 feet a minute up, 900 feet a minute up. Just lots of drafts here. Throttle setting is good, around 2,400 or so. 1,000 feet a minute down. Man, we are just all over creation here. All over the place. 1,100 feet a minute down. 1,200 feet a minute down. 1,200, 13 feet, 800 feet a minute down. It's pretty smooth though. So these are kind of big air movements, not lots of little localized ones. Not as localized. Yeah, 1,100 down, 1,000 down. Yeah, if you look way to the horizon, it looks super smoky, but visibility is probably 20 miles. But yeah, it looks pretty crappy. Doesn't look great. 180. Yeah, I see some mountains ahead, taller to the left, and that's what the chart shows. Shows mostly flat straight ahead, but some more pronounced ones, some taller ones off to the left there, so. We're at 2300 RPM, so we're loafing along a little bit here. 2350, well, 1100 feet a minute down, 1200, 1300 feet a minute down, 1400 feet a minute down. Yeah, you know, there's a lot of space in the United States compared to number of airplanes. Because I got nothing on ADS-B. You know what let's do, just for fun. Get a train track that goes quite a ways north there. And up, maybe see if I can find another train and fly alongside of him. Because the other one that I did didn't work out that well. See if we see a train. And this will veer to the east of what my course was supposed to be, but not by a lot, not a big deal. Keeps going north and slightly westerly. This is just a single, it's just a single track. Got some solar panels there for, I don't know, not a switch obviously, but maybe some kind of light. Oh, then there's two rails there. And maybe they use a stretch here to switch or to bypass one another. Yeah, 1,500 feet a minute downdraft there. Yep, now we're back to one rail. And actually, this railroad goes right to Malin Airport and then hangs a left, 90 degrees. So, worst case scenario, I could just follow this railroad track until it turns 90 degrees and there'll be an airport right there. 122.9, which is what I'm on already. Cool. Now we got a hill over here with some antennas on the top. Yeah, it's warm. Oh, now it splits off on the two rails again. Yeah, it's a pull out, it's a turnout. So one train can pull off onto this shorter section and another one can go by. That looks like some kind of a mining operation up here. And we got some power lines crossing the tracks here. Pretty big ones. We're well above those. And they got a train pulled off on the side here to load up whatever it is they're mining here, I guess. And there's a truck moving down there, so there's something going on. Don't know what that is either. Oh, that's interesting. Almost looks like lava down there. Yeah, it does look like lava. Looks like lava.
Although Lava Beds National Monument was about 6 miles west of where I flew here, the entire area clearly has similar geologic properties. Most of the lava in the area is basaltic. Remember, this is along the eastern flank of the Cascade Mountain Range, which has numerous volcanoes along its length, some of which are still active, so one shouldn't be surprised that there's still lava in the area.
Looks like a ton of volcanic rock here. Like a lava flow covered this valley. Possibly. ATIS 126.5. And then 133.975. Yeah, but here's the edge of the lava flow, what I think was probably a lava flow, right there. Well, but then it goes out over there as well. There's the train track still. So yeah, 41, so I'm going to want to be at 51 when I come in, when I approach the airport, but more than 20, 21 miles out still. This is nice, I like it. We got a road, we got a rail, we got a canal, we got a farmland, farmers farming.
Tule Lake is off my left wingtip here, with the town of Tule Lake just a mile to its north. 2 World War II internment camps were located in this area. Camp Tule Lake was an Italian and German prisoner of war camp to the west of town. The other camp housed nearly 18,000 Japanese Americans and Japanese alien residents and was in operation from May 1942 to March 1946. It was about 7 miles southeast of town. It was one of 10 such camps in the United States. On the one hand, I can imagine how it would have been difficult not to be suspicious of those Americans of Japanese lineage, while on the other, while not exactly the gas chambers, I can't help but think this wasn't our finest moment. On a separate note, Mark Twain nicknamed his 2-year-old girl Susie the Modoc, or Little Modoc, or simply the Modoc, due to her tantrums, in reference to an incident in 1852 near Tule Lake where the Modoc, a local Native American tribe, destroyed an entire wagon train.
Field information, hotel current. 2053 observation, wind 230 at 04, visibility 10, smoke, sky clear. Temperature 28, dew point -02. Check density altitude. Altimeter 3027. RNAV runway 14 approach in use. NOTAMs, taxiway Foxtrot closed between runway 25 approach end and runway 32. Kingsley approach closed. Approach end wind not available. Advise on initial contact, you have information hotel. Kingsley Field information hotel current. 2053 observation, wind 230 at 04, visibility 10.
Alright, well, Kingsley Field, did you call it? Ugh. $133,975, that's the control tower. I haven't heard anybody yet. Alright, I'm at a good altitude.
Flight 3, cleared low approach. Flight 3, roger, cleared low.
While the VFR chart has this airport labeled as Crater Lake Klamath Regional, the controller kept calling it Kingsley. I didn't understand why, but figured I should use his lingo. While the city of Klamath Falls, Oregon owns the airport, it's also the home of Oregon Air National Guard's 173rd Fighter Wing, and the military calls its portion of the airport Kingsley Field Air National Guard Base. They fly the F-15, but I also saw some F-5s, maybe used as aggressors or for training prior to the F-15.
Klamath Tower, Luscombe, 1813 kilo, 10 miles to the southeast at 5,100 with hotel.
November 1813 kilo, Kingsley Tower, and report a left midfield downwind runway 14.
Left midfield downwind 14, Luscombe 13 kilo.
Flight 3, make right close traffic. November 13 kilo, verify you had information hotel.
Affirmative, 13 kilo.
13 kilo, roger, thank you.
Okay, 14. Left. Okay. I got it. Alrighty. Okie dokie, so it's not, I'm at, so Kingsley Tower. Alrighty. So left midfield downwind report for the 14 that's headed back this way, so I'm on an extended left downwind right now. Alrighty. Kingsley Tower, okay, so that's what it's called. On the chart it says Crater Lake Klamath Regional. So I don't know why they're calling it Kingsley, but I understood him when I wasn't sure what the ATIS said.
Flight 3, departure and Cape 1 gates up, runway 14, wind 170 at 3, clear to land.
Alrighty, so the field is south of the town, due south.
X1 King Sarah, roger, report gap runway 14. November 13 kilo, winds, com, can you accept runway 25?
13 kilo, affirmative.
November 13 kilo, roger, change to runway 25, gonna get you inside of a flight of 2 F-15s, currently with 20 miles to the east inbound for runway 14.
So, 25. Okay, so basically then, that's what I was thinking I would do. So that puts me on basically a left base for 25. That's
Next one, you're going to be number 2 to the field after an aircraft 5 miles south east of the field, inbound for runway 25. 53, woke up.
So I am pointed straight at the airport, and I see it right there. So I'm going to swing around a little bit to the right here. And winds are calm, so he said that. So I don't care which runway I get. Yep, so I'm paralleling those, so I'm going to have less than a 90-degree turn to hit 2.5. And we're just over 5,000 feet, so 900.
Luscombe 13 kilo, check close down, runway 25, wind calm, clear to land.
Luscombe 13 kilo, cleared to land, 2.5. So yep, I see.
Axel 1, update on traffic now, 3 miles to the southeast, inbound for left base, runway 25.
Yeah, there is a runway.
Axel 1, affirmative, that traffic is inbound for runway 25.
Got the carb heat coming on here in just a sec. There's the carb heat. And I'll start coming.
Ax 1, roger, report base. Copper 1, Kingston Tower, report, final approach fix, runway 14.
Well, this is nice.
Ax 1, confirm flight at 2. Ax 1, roger.
Oh, somebody just went flying overhead there. Oh, is that an F-15? I saw the shadow there. All right. We are at Idle. We are idling. And we're 80, so that's good. That's fine. Yeah, I think that's
Ax 1, that Luscombe now, about a 1 mile final runway 25. Can you extend your downwind about 1 mile?
We're 75, so speed's
Ax
looking...
1, that's approved as question, thank you.
Speed's good.
And Ax 1, if able, make that a short initial. You're going to be inside traffic F-15, 15 mile final.
And I don't need to make this super duper short because I'm going to have to taxi a little ways there.
Good afternoon, Kingsley Tower. Cherokee 7841 Whiskey is 17 miles to the west, descending out of 7,200 inbound for landing with hotel.
Cherokee 7841 Whiskey, report 5 miles west of the field, expect a right midsole downwind. November 13 kilo, continue taxiing, turn right, taxiway, golf contact ground point 901 off.
So across the other runway here?
13 kilo, affirmative. Ax 1, traffic, 10 mile finals, F-15, report traffic in sight.
Good afternoon, Kingsley Tower. Cherokee 7841 Whiskey is 16 miles to the west, descending out of 7,000 feet with hotel inbound for landing.
This is Luscombe 13 kilo. Should I wait for these F-15s on Gulf here?
13 kilo, negative, turn right, next taxiway.
Right on Gulf, 13 kilo.
Ax 1, verify traffic in sight.
So those F-15s are stopping for me. They better stop for me.
Copper 1, runway 14, departure and cable coming up, wind calm, clear for the option.
All right, so I'm going to, let's see here.
X1 approach is requested.
Ground is 121.
Kingsley Tower is 41 Whiskey. I have a little radio trouble. I think you got my transmit.
Twin Cessna 8122 Mike, Kings of Ground, runway 14, taxi via Delta Charlie.
Delta Charlie 14, 8122 Mike, and was the southwest now. Come back after about 40 minutes.
Roger.
Kingsley Ground, Luscombe 1813 Kilo, just exited at Gulf off of 25, and I'd like to go to Century.
Luscombe 1813 Kilo, Kings of Ground, taxi via Gulf Echo Delta.
Gulf Echo Delta for 13 Kilo. Gulf Echo Delta.
Flap 1, cross runway 25 at Gulf, follow to Luscombe. Thank you.
So I'm already on Gulf, so I'm just going to keep going straight here. GED. Yeah, I had to try to remember what the tower was called. Kingsley. So I'm glad I recalled that, rather than just saying ground. G, E, and then D will be that way. Sweet! G, E, and then D's that way, and FBO is right there. And there's F-15s all over creation. Sweet! Is that Century? Which way to Century? That must be... Kingsley Ground, Luscombe 1813 Kilo. Which way is Century here?
Off your left wing, the large blue and white building.
I gotcha. Thank you very much. Alrighty, let's not hit any of these much larger, more expensive airplanes.
You might recognize this Mooney. It belongs to Arnaldo. He and Josh Flowers were on a trip out west, and they stopped off at this airport to visit Crater Lake. I didn't recognize it at the time, and our paths didn't cross, but I did see my little Luscombe in the background while watching an Aviation 101 video later on.
And we're here.
After landing, I walked over near the military side of things and began snapping some photos. It wasn't long before a pickup drove over to me. I figured he was going to ask me to knock it off, but in fact, it was the FBO manager, and he told me that someone from the National Guard might ask me to stop, but I had every right to take photos. Not long after that, a military vehicle drove over near me. The driver asked me if he could help me. My answer was a simple no. While I was at it, I took his photo, because that's how we roll here in the U.S. Not long after that, a big shot got ferried over to me, maybe the base commander. He was cool about it, but he said the planes had secret stuff on them and asked me not to photograph them. If they're secret, I'm not sure why they're right next to a general aviation ramp at a public airport. Anyway, by then, I already had my photos of the secret planes. I didn't take any more photos of the F-15s, but I did wait around a while longer because I wanted to shoot some video of them taxiing back in after their flight. But it was hot and I was tired, so eventually I gave up and headed out to the hotel. Come back next week as I continue into the beautiful Pacific Northwest, leaving Klamath Falls, Oregon with radio trouble, and flying in the stunning Crater Lake caldera, then making an exciting approach into Oak Ridge, Oregon.